Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel. Here we are going to learn about the partial pressure in the lungs. This is the rough diagram of our alveoli where the actual diffusion will occur. And this is the main diagram of the partial pressure. We are going to learn in some more time. Before going to learn this, we want to learn some basic information regarding the partial pressure. Imagine this is a alveoli. Okay na guys, this is the alveoli where the partial pressure of oxygen will be generally more and the partial pressure of CO2 will be less. And this is a blood vessels near the alveoli in which the partial pressure of CO2 will be more and the partial pressure of CO2 and the partial pressure of O2 will be less. So, in between the alveoli and the blood vessels, there will be a diffusion. What will be the diffusion? What is the meaning of diffusion? The movement of substances from high concentration to low concentration. See here, in alveoli, what is the high concentration? The partial pressure of O2 is the high concentrated. And in the blood vessel of alveoli, the partial pressure of O2 is less. So, what is a diffusion? The movement of substances from high concentration to low concentration. This is what the high concentration in the alveoli, and this is what the low concentration in the blood vessel of alveoli. So, here the diffusion will occur, and in the blood vessel of alveoli, the partial pressure of CO2 is more, and in the alveoli, the partial pressure of CO2 is less. Then again, the diffusion will occur. The partial pressure of CO2 is more in blood vessels and less in alveoli now. So, because of that, the diffusion will occur between the blood vessel of alveoli and alveoli. And here next we should talk about the tissues. What actually in tissues will happen? Okay, now guys. Generally, tissues perform metabolism. What will be metabolism? Okay, now what is metabolism? Means the sum of all chemical reaction. What it will be? Chemical reactions. Okay, now guys. Then these tissues, if they perform metabolism, then CO2 concentration in the tissues will be more increased and O2 concentration will alternatively decrease. Okay, now guys. So then in tissues, the partial pressure of O2 is less and the partial pressure of CO2 is more. Okay, now guys. So here we have learned about at the alveoli side and the tissue side. So now I am going to explain about the with values. See, this is alveoli now. Here partial pressure of O2 is 104 and partial pressure of CO2 is 40. Okay now guys. So in this diffusion will happen and the blood will, after diffusion, the blood is oxygenated and we should call that blood as oxygenated blood. Then this blood will flow and reaches to the tissues. When this blood will become oxygenated now, then here partial pressure of O2 is 95 mmHg and the partial pressure of CO2 is 40 mmHg. Okay, so then here partial pressure of O2 is 95 and the partial pressure of CO2 is 40 now. So this blood is flow through the tissues. Here tissues will have partial pressure of O2 is 40, partial pressure of CO2 is 45 because Why CO2 is more means they perform metabolism. Okay, so then they perform metabolism now. So because of CO2 is more. If the blood of the alveoli reaches to the tissues, here the diffusion will happen. What kind of diffusion means 95 mm Hg and 45 mm. This is partial pressure of O2. This is partial pressure of CO2, guys. So then this will occur diffusion. Again diffusion will happen here from high concentration to low concentration, and again the high concentration to low concentration. Same. So here what I want, I'm going to explain that. See, this is the partial pressure of oxygen in the lungs and the CO2 in the lungs. Here, the pulmonary vein carry the oxygenated blood with the 95 mm Hg of oxygenated blood, and this blood will enter into left artery. From the left artery, it will move to left ventricle and the next aorta. In aorta, the value of oxygenated blood is same as in vein. Okay, guys. So then it will move to the tissues, and in the tissues again the diffusion will happen, and again the blood is moved to the right artery, because here in the tissues the oxygenated blood is converted into deoxygenated blood, and again it will move to the right artery, and from this it will move to the right ventricle, and again it will move to the lungs with the help of pulmonary artery, and again this process will be continue. So guys, this is what about the partial pressure of lungs in the alveoli. What is this partial pressure of lungs in the alveoli? If this video is helpful to you, please like, share and subscribe for the more content.